gentlemen, it's game time once again. It's the last in a run of monumental games. As we know, we've had Manchester United, we've had Liverpool, we've had Newcastle, and now it all culminates in this game as Chelsea face Arsenal heading into yet another international break. The Blues have amassed 4 points out of a possible 9 in the last 3 league matches, but this may prove to be our biggest challenge yet. An injury-riddled Arsenal side of which we sit on level points after 10 games. It's a win at all costs situation. It's really a now or never sort of situation. It's a we must get all 3 points situation. It's also ends o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, it's ends o'clock. Before we begin, please do like, subscribe. We are so close now to hitting 10,000 subscribers. I think we are now under 150 subscribers away. So please do subscribe. And of course, hit that bell notification so that you know when I post and when I go live. I will be live 1 hour before the game kicks off. For this game either tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this. I look forward to seeing you all there. Now listen, it's a huge game, arguably the biggest game of our season, and above all else, it's the real indicator of where we are. And I know I've said that for the last few games, but we still are none the wiser realistically when it comes to playing against top 6 sides. Yes, of course, we lost to Liverpool, we've beaten Newcastle, and we've drawn to United. So it's really up in the air based on that run of form as to whether or not we can or cannot beat this Arsenal side. And yes, I know, injuries galore for the Gooners, but that is precisely why we should be getting the job done in this game. Odegaard, Rice, Havertz, no Raheem Sterling to help them in this game, or not help them is what I see a lot of Arsenal fans already moaning about how bad Raheem Sterling is, and he's not the Raheem Sterling. He's not Raheem the Dream that was at Man City all those years ago. He is, as advertised, what we had to put up with for the last couple of seasons. But these are big names, of course, for Arsenal, and these are some big names that Arsenal do indeed rely on. And for a game as big as this, there will be fuming that they might be without 2, 3, maybe all of them. Of course, we know Odegaard, he's been out injured for a bit. He's back in training. Rice, he's also injured and might be back in time. He's got a broken toe, so it's not looking good for him. Havertz, he had a big gash on his head in their game in the Champions League. And Raheem Sterling, he's out, with the loan sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Sancho with United, it's can't play against your parent club. Head-to-head, Chelsea's only win in the past 10 meetings in all competitions was a 2-0 win in the Premier League at the Emirates in August of 2021. Willian and Tammy Abraham, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken there with Willian. I think Willian set up the goal for Tammy Abraham. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. They have failed to win any of their past 5 home games against the Gunners, drawing 2 and losing 3 in that time. Arsenal have scored the last 7 goals in this fixture. For Chelsea have lost just once in 9 Premier League matches since their defeat on the opening weekend against Manchester City. Chelsea's only 3 defeats in our last 25 Premier League games have come against Arsenal, Manchester City and Liverpool. Our tally of 18 points is 6 more than we had after 10 Premier League matches last season under Maurizio Pochettino. The Blues have scored 7 goals from set pieces, including a penalty, the highest tally in top flights. Chelsea could concede in 7 consecutive Premier League home games for the first time since 2016. So whilst a lot of things are on the up and up, avoiding conceding is still a big, big issue. And lastly, regarding Chelsea, Cole Palmer has been involved in a joint high 12 Premier League goals this season, scoring 7 and setting up 5. For Arsenal, they have 18 points after 10 matches compared to 27 points in the 22-23 and 24 points in the 23-24 season. The Gunners have conceded the opening goal in 4 of their past 6 league games and dropped points in 5 of their last 8. They could lose 3 in a row on the road without scoring for the first time since August of 1994. Mikel Arteta's side have won all 6 Premier League London derbies in 2024, an aggregate score of 22-3. They've scored 5 or more goals in 3 of those games. Arsenal have lost just 1 of their last 26 Premier League games on the weekend after a European fixture, winning 19 and drawing 6. And lastly, Arteta is unbeaten in all 5 Premier League away matches as Arsenal manager versus Chelsea, winning 3 and drawing 2. Team news for us, and well, you know, we are potentially without the game changer of all game changers when it comes to Chelsea. Since the likes of Eden Hazard and so on and so forth, we are without arguably our strongest ever player when it comes to, you know, consistency and turning up on the big day. His name is certainly up there. He will be assessed. It's still yet to be confirmed that whether or not he's going to start, let alone even be in the team, let alone start. Jadon Sancho, who's been out with illness, could be available. So here we go. This is my predicted 11. Shall we take a gander? Shall we have a little look-see? And I'll be honest with you, not a lot has changed, if anything. Sanchez, it's more so in attack. We've got Sanchez, James, Gusto, obviously. I mean, I've already got Fofana, Colwell and Gusto. There we go. The back 4 is unchanged. I don't really see a need to change it in any way, shape or form. Maybe Cucurella could play for a change in the Premier League. Still unsure as to where, why and who decided it was a good idea to, well, we know it's Maresca, but at the same time, I'm confused as to why Cucurella isn't in the Premier League anymore. We know why it you know, suspension was a thing coming into this, into the game against Liverpool. We got suspended against Nottingham Forest. So, you know, a long time has gone since then in the scheme of things. So, you know, I don't really know why we're still going with James and Gusto, but I'm not complaining. I'm just observing or asking the questions, why? Why is Cucurella no longer in the Premier League side when he was at one point this season one of our best players? In midfield, we're going to go with Caicedo and we're going to go with Romeo Lavia because why not? He's a lot better than this guy. At least, well, did well against Noah. I'm seeing a lot of people doing the whole he's had an insane performance and all this bollocks. And I'm not hating. I'm not hating. You know, I've got my opinions on, you know, Enzo Fernandez. I hope that he does improve. I hope that he, you know, fights to get a place back in the Premier League starting 11. But, you know, if you're really thinking like, oh, he showed us, he showed us. You know, those that doubt his ability or doubt he's as good as he was made out to be because he played well against an Armenian side that we've scored 8 goals against, then I don't know what sort of gauge you're going by if that's acceptable. Like, cool, brilliant that he's doing, you know, well in those kinds of games, but when it matters more, he's gone missing. Whereas Caicedo and Lavia have been pulling the strings really, really well is what I'm trying to get at. We will get to the space here in just a second, but I do think there is also there is an argument for the right-hand side. I think Madueke and Sancho, if Sancho is actually you know, a healthy boy finally. I think we could see him there, but more so for the consistency in terms of like playing more games than anyone on that right-hand side. I do think we're going to go with Madueke. I don't think he's going to get dropped for Sancho, who hasn't played for quite a few games now. And in the middle, obviously you would want to go with Palmer, but it really remains a mystery as to whether or not he's going to start. He might come on as an impact substitution if he's not 100% fit. I don't think we'd risk him if he was completely and utterly unavailable. I don't know. It's a bit of a worry. Obviously, they've got their Rice, their Erdegaards. They've got Havertz as well is a big worry for them. So whilst they have their issues, all of those are nothing when it comes to Palmer being missing in a game like this. But then other people would argue that he's where is Palmer in these games? He hasn't done so well in the last few games, but I think we'll see the real Palmer in this game if he plays. If not, I do think it's time to unleash Joao. I'm trying to think of anyone else. Mudryk, I don't think he starts. Probably in Nkunku. Honestly, I could see it. We've got some really good backup either way. If Palmer doesn't start for whatever reason, Joao Felix or Christopher Nkunku there to fill the gap is not a problem realistically in the grand scheme of things. So there is my starting 11. It remains to be seen. Again, like I say, it could be Nkunku, it could be Palmer, it could be Joao Felix. But with that said, predictions wise for this game, and listen. Arsenal have won 5 of the last 6 against us. There have been over 2.5 goals in 5 of the last 6 matches between the two sides. Arsenal have scored at least 2 in those 5 games. Chelsea have scored 15 in our last 5 matches in all competitions. There's gonna be goals. Chelsea have seen a win, draw, loss, win, draw. So the pattern there would suggest a loss for us, and that's not wholly out of the scenario, out of the realm of possibility. However, something I absolutely hate doing is predicting wins these days because it rarely ever ends up happening once I do so. So I think whilst it is very, very possible that this could be the time that Chelsea finally turn the tides and get this win, I really do think we could. Probably a better chance than ever, like I said earlier. But I do sense yet another draw against a top 6 side because we just can't seem to get that final victory over the line. I think it will be close. I do think it will be close, but 2-2 is my prediction. A late equaliser from either side to bring it level. With that said, let me know your predictions in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Hopefully I'm a little bit more enthusiastic and a bit more cheery tomorrow. But until then, my name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.